What's up, guys? Welcome to Among the Fence, my YouTube channel where I do music reviews. My name is Aaron, and today we're going to be talking about the new album Dystopia by the band Caliban. For anyone who's unfamiliar with this band, they're a metalcore band from Germany. They started around 1997, and Dystopia is their 13th studio album. I'd have to say that this is one of the most unknown metalcore bands that's been around, probably very close to the longest, at least that I know of. They came out before a lot of the more popular metalcore bands, and they're one of the only metalcore bands that changed their sound in a good way compared to a lot of the bands that started out around the same time. The only band I can really think of that would be around the same era would be like Unearth. I don't know. Leave a comment below if there's another metalcore band that you can think of that came out before 1999. And dystopia means state or society with injustice and suffering. And I would say that this album definitely portrays that and expresses its feelings on that, as it opens up with the title track song, Dystopia, which features Christopher Weiskork. I'm not very good with names, especially last names apparently, but this is the vocalist from Annie Is Okay, and this song literally welcomes dystopia in the intro, then it goes straight into the refrain, which is, or I guess the chorus, which is pretty much to the point lyrically. The verse has a riff that's basically made for moshing, and the chorus has clean and distorted vocals mixed in there with big chords. It's quite a bit less angrier than the verses. The bridge has like this really cool synth beat and a break before the breakdown, which is just super chilling with the lead guitar in the background. The clean vocals in this are actually really good, and they stand out quite a bit to me, as they just don't sound like all the other clean vocals and choruses that you hear nowadays. Then we have the song Ascend of the Blessed with a slow guitar in the intro with like a radar sound going on. The vocals are very dark in the verses and become a little bit heavier with a very sick riff in the pre-chorus. The chorus is basically the whole band singing along, it sounds like, and the pre-chorus is definitely the peak. The chorus is honestly just a hook in the song, and the breakdown has a weird build-up, but it makes it hit just that much harder, and the bridge has some synth stuff going on it, which is pretty cool. Then we have the next song, Virus, which features Marcus from Heaven Shall Burn. Vocals in the intro are just absolutely gnarly, and the verse has a very quick riff to it, rapid-fire drums. The pre-chorus has a fantastic gallop, which just sounds so amazing. And while the chorus is huge, it kind of reminds me a little bit of the Currents. I don't know. Maybe it's just the way how the clean vocals sound. The breakdown is great. It has tons of dissonance, and the lyrics fit the breakdown and just how heavy it is so well. This might sound weird, but Phantom Pain just might be my favorite song on this album, just because of how different it is from all the other songs. The opening riff has like this descending kind of thing going on, while the riff in the verse has more of like a hardcore punk kind of thing going for it, and I absolutely love it. The chorus is more drum focused with some solid double bass stuff going on. The bridge has a very good progression, especially from the guitar. It's definitely not the heaviest song on this album. It's not even close. It's not like in your face or any of that. It's just a lot of fun. The lyrics are great. It has very good mood and atmosphere to it. I don't know. This one just stood out to me the most, probably because the hardcore punk stuff that I felt like was a heavy influence in the verses, maybe. I'm going to jump ahead to some of the heavier songs on this album. The first one is Swords. It comes in very heavy with the riff that's made for moshing. The chorus keeps this aggression going. It doesn't let up at all. It's got some beautiful harmonies thrown in there. The breakdown is brutal, as are the lyrics. It just makes you want to get up and start throwing your fists around. And Darkness I Become keeps that brutality going with the stomping riff and low vocal growls. And it's just as angry, and it just keeps that energy going. The guttural growl that comes in with just a beautiful dynamic riff. It sounds so great right after the chorus. And the chorus actually fits this song very well. Probably the best out of maybe all the other choruses on this album. Even though it's a little bit more calm and it has a synth effect thrown in there, it just fits so well. And then we have the song Dragon, which was kind of weird for me. It features Johnny Davey from Job for a Cowboy, which is one of my favorite deathcore bands. It was very slow and dramatic, and the lyrics are probably, I don't know, they're equally dramatic as well. Then it becomes kind of dark and chuggy. It's just this slow burn without it really letting you know it's going to be a slow burn. And the bridge has some gnarly vocals in it, and that's where the song really starts to pick up when Davey joins in. and it starts to become really heavy, and it starts to peak really hard. And at first I didn't really like this song, but once I got into it and I saw the progression and saw it for what it was, it's fantastic. Alien is on the lighter side of things. It kind of keeps the same atmosphere as Phantom Pain. It starts out a little bit more mellow, at least until you get to the pre-chorus that gets some chugs. This one, it kind of fell in the middle for me. The bridge is the only thing that really stood out to me musically, which, I mean, it's fantastic, but nothing else really stood out to me in this song. We also have the song Hibernate, which is kind of along the same lines, very atmospheric. The chorus is heartfelt lyrics and vocals. The verses really carry this song a lot. They have a lot of emotion in them. There's big dissonant chords in the bridge, and it's fantastic, and it helps to really bring this song up quite a bit like Dragon did. It's kind of a slow burn to it. Then we have the song Mother, which has a beautifully heavy riff that just carries the verse. It's so good. It might be my favorite riff on this entire album, and they keep that same kind of sound going into the pre-chorus. It just keeps that energy up. The chorus was just okay. I mean, compared to the rest of the song, nothing really touches that main riff and the verses. And the breakdown doesn't even really get to it. And the breakdown's fantastic as well. Then we have the song The World Breaks Everyone. It's got this cool echoey guitar thing going on that gets kind of aggressive with some blast beats thrown in there. The main riff is super heavy. The chorus, again, it isn't really great. It's got some higher like chanty vocal things going on. The breakdown, though, is just tremendous. The best breakdown on the album, I think, even though it's not the heaviest, but it's very heavy and slow, and there's just so much space and so much room to breathe, and you just have that slow drum. It's fantastic. And then we have the closing track, Divided, which is very big and very slow. A lot of these songs, you kind of get what they're going to be about just from the title of the song. Like in this one, it's about America and all of us being divided, and there is Divided as America. The synth parts are great, as is the post-chorus, which has a lot of energy. Probably my favorite part of the song is the post-chorus. It's very mocking and very predictable, and just how they're kind of saying that America's divided and we're just like America, which it doesn't really bother me all that much, but it just makes a very anticlimactic ending. You basically know where this song is going to go. They don't have a whole lot of metaphors in it. Actually, throughout this entire album, there's not really a whole lot of metaphors being thrown around. Everything's very straightforward. And it became apparent to me once I listened to this whole album all the way through, and I got to this final song. I was like, oh, like it's just very much, like they don't hide anything. And then I realized that every song was like that as well. I really enjoyed how heavy and original this album is. Like, it doesn't sound like any metalcore thing that you would hear on the radio nowadays. There's just not a lot of substance to this album lyrically, and because of that, I feel like it could be kind of repetitive. Like each one of the songs is very repetitive within itself, and each song title is letting you know what the song is going to be about. Like, there's not a whole lot of mystery to it. The main star of this album is definitely the music, which is fantastic. It sounds really good. It's nice and heavy. But even then, it kind of just does the same thing over and over again. Even when they throw the synth beat stuff in there, it does kind of come out of nowhere, but at the same time, it just does the same thing every time it shows up. So it's kind of like it's not bringing anything new to the table. So with all that said, I gotta give it Dystopia by Caliban a 6.6 out of 10. But I want to know what you guys think. I don't really listen to Caliban all that much, and I admittedly am not a huge fan of them. So leave a comment below letting me know what you thought of Dystopia, what your favorite song is, and what you would rate it. And if you enjoyed this review, don't forget to give it a like. Leave a comment below also letting me know what I should review next. If you want to help support me and my channel, please consider subscribing and ringing the bell icon. Doing any of that stuff helps me out so much, and I appreciate it more than you guys could ever imagine. Even if you just take time out of your day to let me know I suck and give me a thumbs down, thank you still for listening to me talk and letting me know what you think. And I hope you have a good rest of your day or night whenever you happen to be watching this, and I will talk to you guys next time.
I was trying to make me lying down.